right. So this is the first live stream. How do you know who's in here? I am streaming live to online. Type something in the chat if you're on here. What I'm doing here is I have developed a system. It's called TrendCloud, and it's for trading supply and demand zones in the futures market. And it works pretty damn well. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, we've got a downtrend, and we are extended in this downtrend. There's 5 waves in an average trend. And here on the trend cloud, you can see that the candles have turned ice blue, as if to say the trail has gone cold. And what does an extended trend want to do? Well, it wants to break above the trend cloud. And this is the 50 simple moving average here, guys, okay? So that's our line in the sand between uptrend and downtrend. You need some type of a guide. So we've got an extended trend. Price wants to break above that 50 simple and either recalculate and continue down, or it wants to find some sort of support and then continue up. And of course, as you know, it could also go sideways here for a while. And that's what you usually get before some kind of a move. It usually ends up going sideways before it chooses to make a move in a particular direction. Now, on the high time frame, we want to use that because we always want to take the context of our trade on the highest time frame. Why is that? Well, moving averages, and that's what these are. These are a series of moving averages, and there's other mathematical things going on inside of TrendCloud to produce signals, to produce these candles. And you want to take the highest time frame because moving averages and supply and demand and support and resistance is most powerful on your highest time frame. Moving average on your 4-hour chart is much more significant than a moving average on your 1-hour chart. And the moving averages, support and resistance, supply and demand on a 1-hour chart is much more significant than that of a 15 or 5-minute chart. And that's just how it is. So why not take the context of your trade and your trading strategy off of the highest time frame? It just makes the most logical sense. So that's what we do. Whenever I see an extended trend on the high time frame, I usually wait. I wait until it picks a new direction. Here we have 5 waves down. It hit the 6th wave. Candles turned ice blue. And what did it do? It crashed above that 50 simple moving average and then recalculated and continue to make the move down. So you're getting in at the very beginning of that recalculation. And as soon as TrendCloud turned the candles red again, you're allowed to get into this trade. So as soon as the candles turned red, it recalculated, you're allowed to get back into this trade. A more conservative approach, wait for the candles to turn red and then wait for some sort of break of structure. And that's where you really get a lot of signals. So right here at this point, right at August 15th, we broke through previous structure and you could start taking the trade again. Now, let's take a look at this very specifically right there. Where's that? August 15th, right here. Let's put a line. And this is how you back test, guys. This is how you want to back test your theories and your strategies. So right here. All right, beautiful. So right at this point, this is the lowest point here, August 15th, we have broken through previous structure. And what does it do on the 1-hour chart? This is why we use multiple time frames. So here we are pulling back on the 16th now. It's 5 o'clock in the morning right here. And look at how TrendCloud captures that movement. It pulls back right into the trend cloud, and we know that we're allowed to take this trade. Do you see on the CCI indicator how we've pulled back into the blue shaded area without breaking past the positive 100 mark? This is what you want to see. You want to see the CCI indicator break below negative 100, at least negative 100. If it goes to negative 200, even better. It's even more powerful. but we broke below negative 100 right here. And then we broke through structure, which gives us a real conservative signal. And now we've pulled back into the cloud. Well, what do we do when we pull back into the cloud? We have to start looking for supply zones. So this is a combination of high time frame trend and middle time frame CCI indicator. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for the pullback. And where's the pullback going to take place? Somewhere inside of the TrendCloud. So you grab your box tool here, and let's just see what this looked like at this point in time. Okay, so at this point in time, what you would have done is take your box tool and go from the bottom of the cloud, all the way to the top of the cloud. Make that red. Okay, that's what it would look like, and it would show up like that on your lower time frame. Now, let's move forward. Do you see how TrendCloud has dropped lower? Therefore, you would drop your supply zone lower. And you would always be looking left to see on the lowest time frame and see where that formation is taking place. And you can see we've got a formation right here. We've got a rally-based drop. Okay, right here. Rally-based drop. Price comes in, hits that area. Okay, so at this point, you would be in the trade as a seller. You'd be shorting this, and your stop loss would go right there above that formation, about a $387 risk. And let's just move this forward, and you'll see. We would drop this down lower, and now it really zones in on that section. Move forward some more. Where'd it go? Boom. Right there. So at that point, you would sell right there. Gives us a confirmation entry signal. Do you see that? Take a look at this. This is also what TrendCloud does. If you've gone to Online Trading Academy, you know what a confirmation entry signal is. It's when price goes into your zone at least 50% of the way. And as it leaves, you would take the trade at that proximal line there. Well, I was able to program TrendCloud to produce a signal over the candle that's leaving the zone. So it doesn't take the trade for you, but what it does is it actually produces a signal, and you would be able to get into that trade right below that candle. But by all means, if you see this starting to flash, because this will flash on and off as the candle is forming, you can say, oh, okay, confirmation entry signal taking place. Let's put our entry right there. And if you see this pull in more than 50% of the way anyway, you can just put your entry there. Look at that. Look how it pulled back and retested that area. There is no reason to get out of this trade. There is no reason to get out of this trade here. A lot of people would have gotten scared out, but look at where we are on CCI at this moment in time. Okay, we have not crossed above positive 100. We are still in that blue shaded area. We are in a downtrend on the high time frame. We are in a downtrend on the 1 hour chart. No reason to get out of this trade. You've got to hold your ground. Move forward. We get another confirmation entry signal. And then look at that. $2,187.50. Okay. This is why TrendCloud is so powerful. You don't want to get scared out of a trade when you're in a good trade. Well, how do you know what a good trade is? You have to let TrendCloud tell you what a good trade is. You can't go by, I don't feel it's working out. You've got to follow the algorithm. So again, you're in a downtrend. How is this a good trade? Downtrend on the high time frame. Downtrend on the 1 hour chart. CCI indicator is way below 200. You've got some distance to cover here. Let's take a look at some targets, and we would do that by looking left at structure. So we got a ton of structure here, right? How do you set a target on previous structure? Go to the bottom of the candle, and don't go to the wick of the candle. Go to the bottom part of the body of the candle and start making targets here. That's what you would do. These are the actual waves in the trend. We're setting up to hit this target as well now, and that's how you would choose some targets. What's another way to use TrendCloud to take targets? Well, can go to the opening range, and I've got the previous day, previous week, previous month, open, high, low, and close. And you can see where we've got our last target that we found on structure. And look what it's representing here at that green bar there. What is that? Let's go to a higher time frame. Let's go to the daily and see what that is. The previous month's low. Look at that. That right there is the previous month's low. I don't know if you can see that on your screen. Let me see if I can increase this. Previous month's low right there. Using the open range breakout tool is another great way to find targets. So we're going to sell this as soon as we hit that last target. Let's put it back on. Previous month's low, we've made over $2,000. Do we hit it? Yes, we do. We hit that target. And this is the daily chart that we're looking at here. So if you waited till the end of day, you can also go to the higher time frames and pick your targets, and that will give you the most money out of your trade. As you can see, we had $2,000. Now we've got a little over $4,000. Okay, so if we went like this and just said, okay, well, I'm going to hit that target there. Let's move forward. And there you go. So right there, you've hit that target and we've taken our position out. There we go. And look at this. So now on the 1 hour chart, look at how TrendCloud is telling you, hey, you better start taking targets because the trend has now become extended. So we've taken our target on the highest time frame, the daily chart. In this particular case, that's the highest time frame. And we've taken out our position here. Okay, so let's close out. There you go. A little over $4,000. We wanted to get out because we hit the high time frame target off of structure, and we've also gone extended. The trend is extended. You no longer want to be a part of this because the trend is extended. And let's see what it does here. Let's see what it does. And oh, look at this. We are starting to reverse. Okay, so you see how TrendCloud warns you when to get in, when to get out. It helps you maximize your trade. Now take a look at this. As we were moving through this trade to the downside, look at how CCI indicator never crosses above positive 100. It never crosses above positive 100. In fact, it breaks below once, again, twice. And now, as the trail has gone cold, we're in the 9th wave. You definitely should not be continuing in a trade in the 9th wave. Okay, you've got to let your winners run and take your targets. Okay, let your winners run, but take your targets. That is the key to making money. We want to put that money in the bank. This is $4,000 that we put in the bank. And when you're trading futures, as you know, your money's already leveraged. And when you close out of the position, that money goes directly into your trading account. We made $4,000. We're not going to give any of that back. So now you got out of the trade. You're very proud of yourself. And you start seeing CCI creeping towards that positive 100 line. And what does it do right here? It just breaks above it. I don't know if you can see that, but it just squeaked above that positive 100 line until right here, we really get a solid move out of that blue shaded area. And we have now entered a strong momentum to the upside, and we have broken above our trend cloud. So this is how TrendCloud lets you know the context of the trade across multiple time frames. I know what's going on every time frame on my chart. I know what's going on every single time frame on my chart. And what does it do also? Look at how the candles have now turned yellow. When you start to see yellow candles, this is TrendCloud telling you, hey, we're in transition from going down to going up. TrendCloud has now told us, hey, this is good enough for me to say we are in an uptrend. And look at what we've done. We've actually broken past the previous day's high. Okay, we broke past the previous day's high. TrendCloud is telling us you want to start looking for the uptrend. Let's see if we can find some support here. And this is the 1 hour chart. So let's go back to our high time frame and take a look here. On the high time frame, we're still in a downtrend. We're still in a downtrend, and it's quite early. We also have on the TrendCloud system a cycle indicator and a momentum filter. Let me show you what the momentum filter looks like as well. There. Do you see in this high time frame here, which is the context of our overall trade? We always want to take the context of the high time frame. Well, what's going on here? The 1 hour chart is saying, hey, we are going to the upside and we have strength to the upside. CCI is above positive 100. Therefore, all supply zones are shut off. You shut down all of your supply zones because the 1 hour chart is telling you CCI is above positive 100. Shut down all supply zones on the 4 hour chart on your highest time frame. And what do we have? We have a cycle indicator that's telling us we're in a corrective move. When the cycle indicator is green and going up in a downtrend, we are saying that the trend is in a corrective phase. Once we regain that downward movement, okay, like right here and right here, we're saying that the trend is now back into an impulse move. So we could not take any trades until we see that we're back in an impulse phase on the high time frame. Now, if we go to the 1 hour chart, let's catch up here. Do you see how the CCI indicator never broke below negative 100? You have to have those two pieces of information. You've got to have a downtrend. That's number one. You got to have a downtrend on the high time frame. You have to be in an impulse phase. That's number two. And you've got to see the 1 hour CCI indicator break below negative 100. That is the third piece of information. Then you can start looking for your supply zones again. But in this particular case, we don't have that. So TrendCloud is telling you, hey, look, we got green candles here on the 1 hour. We're still in a strong upward movement. We have not crossed below negative 100. Therefore, everything is shut down. Okay, we have mixed signals here. Move forward. Again, CCI is above positive 100 here. All supply zones are shut down on the high time frame. And what do we start to see? Now we start to see a pullback into the 1 hour trend cloud. And where are we at here? Let's move this right here. So on the high time frame, you can see we're in an impulse phase. Momentum is up, but we're still in that impulse phase. We want to rejoin this upward movement. We have to be in a impulse phase to the upside, and we don't have that yet. Let's move forward some more. So to take the most conservative entries and the strongest supply zones, you just wait, guys. You just wait. Don't get impatient, okay? Now we get a little bit of a peak below on that CCI indicator, and look at what's being represented on the high time frame here, okay? Momentum is up, and we are just starting to make a move up on our cycle indicator. Continue to move forward here. We have to wait until CCI breaks above positive 100. Right there, right here. And look where we are on our cycle indicator now. We are cycling up with upward momentum, and we are starting to break through the trend cloud. This is starting to look like trend reversal. And you can see into the future here that it does make a massive pullback and retests this lower area. But let's see if we can get in on this trade right here, because we're cycling up. Momentum is up. That gives us a green light to go long. So where is the pullback going to take place? Get over to your lower time frame. We are right here on the lower time frame, and the pullback is going to take place into the cloud. Well, the cloud is pretty squished, isn't it? Let's move forward. There we go. So from the bottom of the cloud to the top of the cloud, do we get a pullback? What is going on the high time frame? Right here. You can see candles have turned green, but we're cycling down and momentum is down. So that's going to keep me out of this trade here. Remember, always go with the context of the high time frame. So do you see how I'm reading the trade across multiple time frames? Don't get confused by multiple time frames anymore. Just look at the TrendCloud signals. So green candles, that looks good, but oh wait, we're cycling down. We're cycling down in this move. And at this point, you can see that the trend cloud on the highest time frame is not fully green. That doesn't happen until right here. Remember when I said during a transition from downtrend to uptrend, you get some sort of sideways movement? Well, this is it. This is the shakeout. This is literally the shakeout right here. How do you avoid the shakeout? Just follow the trend cloud signals. I'm going to read the context of the trade throughout this, but I am waiting for this right here. I'm waiting for trend cloud to be green. I want the entire trend cloud to be green. I want the candles to be green on my high time frame. Then I will go start looking for trades to the upside. So again, we're right here at this moment in time, and we've got nice upward movement here, but as you can see, the shakeout is coming. So we pull back into that cloud, we pull deep, and there you go. So this is why we stay out of trades, and we are right here now. This is why we stay out of trades by using the high time frame context. Remember, everything that's taking place on the higher time frame is way more significant than your other two time frames, your middle chart and your low time frame chart. Okay, so we saved a bunch of money by not getting involved with this. What are we going to wait for? We're going to wait for this right here. Let's move forward. Right at this point, as you can see on the high time frame, we're starting to cycle up. Now we need trend cloud on the middle time frame right there. Look at that. CCI indicator right here just broke above that positive 100 mark. Okay, candles are still red, so we need the full picture. Let's break some structure now. There we go. Now we've got a really nice break above right here. Really nice break above. And let's just continue to move forward here. Candles are starting to turn green on that 1 hour chart. Where are we at? We're transitioning to the upside on the high time frame. What do we want to wait for? It's looking good. We're still at yellow candles on the high time frame. Do you see how all of your time frames work together? If you put trend cloud on all three time frames, you'll be able to match everything by color. It's all color coordinated. This is such a beautiful way of looking at trading from now on. Look at the color coordinated charts. Put trend cloud on each one of your charts. You'll never get confused about multiple time frames ever again. Moving forward, there you go. Look at how the candles on my 1 hour chart are green and the candles on my 4 hour chart are also green. Now, at this point, we can start looking for our demand zones. Okay, so where are the demand zones? Well, they're going to be inside the cloud. So basically from your trend cloud all the way to your line in the sand. And look, we've got the previous day's low and the previous day's open right at that 50 simple moving average on our 1 hour chart. So basically from here all the way to here is a legal move. That's the length of the entire trend cloud. Move forward, pulls back into the cloud. Where are we at on our high time frame? Candles are green, trend cloud is green. Start taking those pullbacks. Look at the lower time frame. We've got this right here, right? We've got this drop base rally. Let's move forward. We get a confirmation entry signal and another confirmation entry signal. So look at how it came so close to our zone and just missed it. It came down real close. You'll never know. It actually came down and hit this rally base rally here, okay? But we missed it because we were looking at the very end. We wanted to use the very last bit of structure here for our demand zone. What can we do in this situation? Well, let me show you what you can do. You can take the trade right here. So this was the first candle that gave you the signal. Pulled back a little bit more. This is what you can do. You can put this one tick above that candle there. We're going to be a buyer right there, but our stop loss, that is very expensive. The full length, you'd have to trade this on the micro. If you were trading this on the micro, perfectly valid, right? But this is the length of this candle on the 1 hour chart here, okay? So we're getting into the trade above that candle. So you'd have to take this on the micro. So let's move forward and see what happens here. Huge move up. Where are we going to start taking targets? Look at that high time frame. We got into the trade right here. Here's one target right there. Here's another target right there. And there's another target right there. Where are we at? Right here. Okay. So we hit our first target. Let's see if we can hit our second target here. We're at the previous day's high. We broke above it. Aha, we just hit that second target on the high time frame. Look at what TrendCloud is telling us now on that 1 hour chart right there. The candles have now turned ice blue. We need to get out of this trade. This is how we know that this target should be our last target, because the candles have turned blue. In fact, it turned blue right here, right there at that candle. CCI indicator is still telling us, hey, we've got, strength to the upside, but that can quickly change because the trend is now extended. Let's get over to that point. So yeah, look at that. Look how it's represented right here. Look at how it just hit right there. It just hit on that low time frame. It hit that chart. So we would be out of this trade. It's August 29th. You can go back to your charts and look at that on the S&P Mini full contract. And look what happens. We get this nice pullback and it does continue up for a little bit more. Do we ever hit that last target? Oh, we do. It ends up hitting that very last target, but look at the deep pullback that we experience here. We don't want to give that money back, and we don't know what's going to happen here. Move forward, get another confirmation entry signal, and CCI indicator is still with us. Okay, but if you start seeing blue candles and you're right at a target, that's it. Especially if you only have one contract, that's it, guys. You're out. If I had two contracts on here, you could let that other winner run. But the rule is, if you have only one contract, you have to either take a 2-to-1 or you have to take the first piece of structure. So one contract, first piece of structure, that would have been right here. And that was also the previous month's open and previous week's high. That's a great target. That's a great target. And at this point right here, we are way above positive 200, which is extremely strong. And all of this happened very quickly. Okay, all of this happened very quickly. So if you were watching this and you said, wow, CCI indicator is super strong. We've got an upward trend just starting on the high time frame. Cycle indicator is green. Momentum filter is green. We've got green candles. We are green across the board here. Let's go for that second target. And sure enough, boom, right there, it hits. So at this point, you'd be out of the trade. And what did we make here? Let's take our profit, and we went right to here, right to that second target, little over $3,000. We close it out and we put that money in the bank. All right. So we made a little over $7,000 between those two trades. And we were able to stay in those trades for the extension of the entire trend. TrendCloud is going to show you the context of your trade across multiple time frames. It's going to show you where the strongest supply and demand zones are, and it's going to tell you when to get in and when to get out. It's not a mechanical trading system. It's a discretionary trading system. It's going to color coordinate your charts for you and let you know every step of the way what's going on inside of your trade. High time frame, color coordinated. Candles are green. TrendCloud is green. We're in an impulsive phase. Momentum is up. Does that match my middle time frame? Yes. Great. Therefore, you can take your demand zones. As soon as you see a change in the color from green to red, you now shut down all of your demand zones and you sit on your hands and wait. That is how you use TrendCloud, guys. I hope you enjoyed this mini lesson on how to use the TrendCloud system. and what it can do for you across multiple time frames. One of the biggest problems that beginner traders have is which supply and demand zones to use and how to understand the context of the trade on multiple time frames. That is why we built TrendCloud, to color coordinate your charts and to make sure that you understand what's going on across multiple time frames. We wanted TrendCloud to be your guide across these multiple time frames to take your supply and demand zones and let you know what is the context of the trade and what is going on inside of the trade that you need to know. All of the important information that you need to know is going to be on your charts now. Just put TrendCloud on each time frame that you're working with, and I guarantee you, you will have a full visual representation of your charts. It will color coordinate everything for you, and you're going to be a lot more profitable. Thanks, guys. I will see you in the next live video.